mistakes to avoid when applying for a home loan under 5 minutes. I'm Yoana, not your mama's realtor.
And I'm Johan Alvarez, your local mortgage expert. And today we're going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes to avoid when applying for a home loan.
Let's do it. So you are in the process of applying for a loan, but you really don't know what to do. So let's go into what not to do. Let's start with number 1.
Not having a recent budget. It's very important for you to understand how much your net pay is. We're going to qualify you on your gross income. Joanna, how many people do we meet where we qualify them for a lot more than they were expecting or a lot more than they can actually afford?
A lot. And most of the biggest mistake is that they think, oh my God, we are qualified for $700,000, but then can you actually afford to pay a mortgage based on that amount?
Right. Sit down with your family at home. Make sure that you understand how much is actually coming in, your net income per month, that you understand what's going out, what are your expenses on basic needs. It could be gasoline for your vehicles, car payments, your kids' activities, clothing, going to the movie theater. You don't want to change your quality of life for buying a home. So it's very important that you make a budget and that you're not financially stressed after buying this home. Joanna, what we want to avoid is seeing them missing payments, going into foreclosure, or maybe having to sell right away after buying the home.
Absolutely, and that debt to income ratio, we're going to put it there big on the screen for you, should be something to remember. So ask your lender about what that number looks like and how do they calculate that.
Right, so a healthy debt to income ratio is 31%. That's what you're going to hear from many lenders. But with certain programs, you can actually go up to 55% of your gross income. That is pretty high, Joanna. That
is pretty high. I wouldn't want to be in that situation, just to be honest. Okay, and number 2.
Not having your ducks in a row.
Oh yes, ducks.
Well, what we mean is not having your documentation together.
Absolutely.
We meet a lot of people that are eager to get pre-approved. They're ready to put an offer right now. But guess what, Joanna?
They have nothing.
They don't have anything to show us. They don't have their W-2s, their pay stub, their tax returns,
nothing.
Their bank statements.
They just want a house.
They just want to buy the house and they want the pre-approval right now to get that offer accepted by you.
Even worse, they're already looking at homes on Zillow, they're calling realtors, they're wasting a lot of realtors' time. I'm sorry to say that, but please be mindful of that. And you're wasting your time and your energy. So yes, it's cool looking at homes online, but in the same time, before you even have filed your taxes, before you even know what's happening, please don't do that, right?
Let's go to number 3.
Number 3. And this is a big one. People apply simultaneously, right, Johan? For multiple loans.
It's easy to get carried away with excitement when you're getting ready to buy a house. So try to avoid applying with multiple banks if you're trying to see who's going to give you the best option for the mortgage. You can do that research before actually applying and before creating an inquiry on your loan. But I think, Joanna, also people get carried away with the excitement about buying a home. They want that new car in the driveway.
Furniture.
They want the furniture, the appliances.
Everything.
Yeah, so they get carried away with excitement. But also, Joanna, it could be a family member or a friend that's asking you to co-sign for them. Maybe a family member is in the same process of buying a home or maybe another expensive item, and you're the one that can help them. But just know that this can impede your ability to purchase a home or get financing for a home. So it's very important that you don't get carried away with excitement and apply for multiple loans.
Do not do that.
Don't do it.
And number 4, not knowing your credit history or what's happening with all of the charges that you are having.
Joanna, this actually happened to me. This is very important, guys, that you're up to date with your credit history.
Absolutely. What happened to you?
So 10 years ago when I was moving to North Carolina and trying to rent an apartment, they ran my credit and found out that there was a judgment on a Johan Alvarez in Texas. Turns out that he was being looked for in Texas, so they wouldn't rent me an apartment in Carolina.
Can you kidding me?
So I had to go on annualcreditreport.com. Please write that down at annualcreditreport.com. Take a look at your credit history. You can dispute any mistakes that are on your credit. You definitely do not want to find out at the last minute that there are mistakes on your credit, that your credit score is not where you want it to be, because it could be a costly mistake.
Absolutely. So know what's happening with your credit score and all of your charges. And number 5 is not shopping around for lenders. You guys need to do that because every lender will give you a different program, right, Johan?
That's right. Yeah, very common misconception is thinking that every bank is the same. You have plenty of options out there. Definitely educate yourself before you apply.
Absolutely. Before you apply, do not make the mistake of thinking that everything is the same and the rate is universal and all that jazz. Anyway, we do have another video about costs when applying for a loan, so everything's right there. Please click on that video, and thanks so much for watching. Cheers till the next video. Thanks, Johan.
Thank you, Yoana.